everyone, my name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am announcing the second round of the Choose Your Own Adventure Readathon. So this is a readathon that I have done by myself. We actually had the first round in August of 2021. I was hoping to do some last year in 2022, but having Elliot and everything, it just was not feasible. But I have been working on the next round for a couple months now, and I actually had you all vote on Instagram what month you wanted to see the readathon in, and so we are going to be doing a 2-week round of the Choose Your Own Adventure Readathon in July. It is coming up very, very soon. I'm still working on like all the finalizations of the story, but I have all your prompts ready. I have basically everything laid out, and I'm super excited to share this with you all. So like I said, this is going to be a 2-week round for this readathon, and it is going to be fantasy themed. The first round that we had was Star Trek themed, and it was very fun. People participated even that didn't know Star Trek. This one is going to be more general fantasy themed, borrowing a little bit from Lord of the Rings and Dragon Age, things that I like, but nothing is actually from those franchises. And we're going to be going on an adventure. You can read all genres during this readathon. You do not have to purely read fantasy books. We're just going to be going on like a sort of quest, and there's going to be choices that you have to make that give you your prompts. Like I said, this is a 2-week readathon, so we will be starting this readathon on Monday, July 17th, and going all the way through Sunday, July 30th, so basically the last 2 weeks of July. I will not be giving you the prompts ahead of time. We're just going to go over the rules of the readathon and how it works here, and I hope that you will understand in just a second exactly what I mean. But this is a readathon based on choose your own adventure stories that were like super popular when I was younger. So like in the, I think they started around the 80s, but like in the 90s and early 2000s especially, they were books that they had at my library that like everybody was always checking out. We never really had them in stock constantly because they were so popular. But basically there's going to be like one major storyline that we're doing, but throughout the story you're going to have to make choices. Those choices that you make will tell you what prompts you're going to read. So that's why I'm not giving you anything today, because you have to actually experience it through the story and readathon that we're doing. And so each situation that you're in, each choice that you end up making will have a prompt. This is a 2-week readathon because I thought we needed a little bit extra time from what we did before. Last time we had like 3 major prompts you had to complete, and then you had your story that went along with it, and it was a 1-week readathon. This time I'm doing 2 weeks because I have 4 major prompts that you have to complete, but there are a couple extra prompts that you can do. You will know if they're an option or not, but the main point of this readathon is to get through the quest. You will have to complete at least 4 prompts to get through the quest. Now, because of this readathon and it only being 2 weeks, you can double up or triple up or anything that you want to do on prompts. However, because you don't get the prompt until you make your choice, you might not be able to do that. But let's say you finish the first prompt with a book that also fits the second prompt, you can then say, oh, well, I already completed that book, I can just keep going. You don't have to do 1 book per prompt. And these prompts are a variety of prompts. Like I have a prompt that is for a book under 200 pages. There's a prompt for read a book with a romance. There's a prompt for read a book with LGBTQ characters or by an LGBTQ author. Like we have a variety of prompts. There are definitely going to be books that you read that could fit multiple things. I just don't know based on your choices how easy or hard that is going to be. Also, because you don't get your prompts until you make your choices, and there are quite a few different choices that you do get to make, this readathon has hundreds of combinations that could happen. So nobody is probably going to have the exact same story as anybody else, which is very exciting for me. Like I'm very excited to see what you guys pick. I will say there's basically 4 main endings, but This readathon does have the additional challenge of you can die based on some of the choices that you make. You still can complete the readathon. Don't worry about if you make the wrong choice, but I made it a little bit more perilous than last time. So those, I guess, could technically be counted as extra endings, but it's not the end until you actually complete your adventure. So in order to complete the readathon, you just have to make it to the end of the adventure. That should be 4 main prompts for you. You can combine prompts, so you don't necessarily have to read 4 main books. There are perilous options, there are good options, and you're not going to get those prompts until you actually read through the readathon. So that means the link to the readathon is also not down here yet, because I don't want to give it away early. I will link the 2021 version down there in case you sort of want to see an example of how it works in case you weren't here last time. But basically that's how you're going to complete the readathon. I will also have a link to the Discord down below though, because that is still up from last time. You can always ask any questions there in case I somehow did not answer your question here. And when it is time for the readathon to start, so on July 17th, probably in the Australian time zone, whatever like the earliest time zone we can do is, I will post the link to the actual readathon and story at that time. I will put it here in the description of this video. I will post it on the Discord. I'll probably post it on Twitter and Instagram, anywhere that I can actually post the link for that. That'll pop up on the 17th. I think I have explained all the rules well enough. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, I will be here in the comments if needed, or the Discord is a really good way to do that. The only other thing that I need to discuss is the fact that there will be a couple prizes for the end of this readathon. So this readathon is going to be going from the 17th of July through the 30th of July. I will have a link to a Google Doc as well that you will then fill out. It's like a little questionnaire. When you are finished with your reading, you will fill that out. Since this readathon is finishing on the 30th, I will give you until the 4th of August to fill out that Google survey for me. Once that is all filled out, I will have 2 prizes of a $25 gift card, most likely to Amazon, although if that is not something that is going to work for you, we will figure that out. But I will be picking out of the people that complete the readathon. The survey is not going to be anything too intensive, mostly just like what kind of books did you read, how did you like it, that kind of thing. But you will have a little extra time to fill that out in order to be eligible for those prizes. I like doing this just because I had fun last time, and that's what we did last time too. But yeah, I think that's the only other thing. You will have to finish the readathon and fill out the little Google survey for me by the 4th of August in order to be eligible for the prize. And I think that's it. That's everything that I have on my notes, but like I said before, I am still finishing up the final touches for it, but I have everything else programmed in. I have all the choices ready, I have all the prompts ready, and I'm ready to go on this fantasy adventure with you. I hope you want to join me in this. I actually really like this readathon for mood reading, so if you're somebody that's not super great about building a TBR, especially for readathons or anything like that, you're not going to get your prompt until you're ready to continue your story and make a new choice. So you can definitely mood read that way. And I think that's going to be it for this here. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos. I do have videos coming out on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I will see you then. Bye. To the actual readathon and story. Was that a sneeze? Yeah. Bless you.